Hey guys, it's Sasha. We all know the most important things when it comes to investing: having a solid strategy, picking your stocks, doing due diligence and company valuations, doing qualitative analysis, and buying the right stocks at the right time. We've got all of that covered, right? Well, there's one really important thing that people tend to not pay any attention to in the realm of investing, and this might be the most important bit. More important than all of those other things I just mentioned. And the secret to making money investing is knowing when to sell. So that's exactly what I'm going to talk about in this video, knowing when you should sell your stocks. Because let's face it, it's not just the most important skill, it is also probably the most difficult. Because when it might be time to sell, psychologically a lot of people just won't pull the trigger. Here are some common scenarios. First, the good scenario. You go and buy a stock and the price goes up by 60%. You are sitting on a massive winner with huge green numbers in your investing portfolio. Should you sell? Well, I'll explain when you should sell a little later on in this scenario, but even if you do know that you should, it is really hard to get rid of your big winner. What if it keeps going up? You love the stock, you love the company, it has earned you so much money already, and you almost feel guilty for selling it. The next scenario is the opposite. You bought a stock and things have changed since you bought it. The economy went bad, the company changed course, updated information made you change your mind, things slowed down, and the stock price is now down 10%. If you sell now, you are pocketing a loss. And the old saying goes that you only lose money investing when you sell. Why not keep hold of the stock, hoping for some kind of bounce back? Maybe just keep staying invested for a little longer. And then there's everything in between. The stock has been trading sideways and it's been a year. If you sell now, the next year might be the big breakout year, right? You'll sell for nothing, you'll sell for no gain, and then it'll grow 80% as soon as you get out. So you can see how selling becomes much more difficult when you are in the moment. When it's just you and your investing app and you're sitting there looking at it, you have to make that decision. And it feels very different to when you're just talking about a hypothetical scenario. All right, so let's talk about when you should sell a stock. And for me, there are just three main cases. I have a bonus one at the end, but let's talk about the three main ones because they are actually pretty straightforward. The first case is when you have capitalized on your potential upside. The second case is when you have adjusted your valuation, and the third one is when you have adjusted your time horizon. Let me explain each of these in turn. So the first case is the good kind of selling. You have invested in a stock and it's grown by, let's say, 48%. You sell and you bank that 48%, you've just made some money. But how do you know when to pull the trigger? Should you have sold when it was up at 40%? Or could you have waited until it was at 50% and made even more money then? Well, the answer for me here is actually very simple. I make my decisions to sell in exactly the same way as I make my decisions to buy a stock. So as time passes, I will simply update my valuation model and my target price. I will use newer, better data, and I will reassess the company from a quantitative and a qualitative perspective. So let's say I invest in a company where I think there is a 60% upside on the share price. Now, if that share price then goes on and climbs by 50%, I may go and review my valuation and see if there's any material reason to update my target price. So let's say my target price stays at the same level because nothing much has changed. I then only have another 10% left in the upside because I've already collected 50%. And because the stock has already gone up by 50%, that 10% is only actually 7% of the current value of that stock at that point. Would I invest my money in a stock if I only saw a 7% upside in valuation? No, I would not. So in that scenario, the decision is pretty much made for me. I do not continue seeing an upside in my valuation, so I am out. Does that mean the stock won't continue going up? No. If there is momentum, the stock may well continue going up and go past my target share price. But on balance, I want my money sitting in investments that have a large potential upside based on data, based on numbers, rather than trading momentum or some kind of gut feel. The objective of your investing portfolio is not to catch every single peak right at the top. The objective is to make robust and consistent average returns. And so I actually don't really care if the stock continues going up after I sell out. Very often it does. I've recently sold out of Adobe and Nvidia positions that I held, and they are both about 8 to 9% up since when I sold my positions. That will happen a lot when you sell. That will happen probably half the time, and some investors will get frustrated or think that they've made the wrong choice. But that's just a weird manifestation of a sort of FOMO type effect. I base my decisions on numbers, and when the numbers say that there isn't a mathematical upside for me, I sell every time. The second scenario is the case when you have to adjust your valuation. This one can actually work both ways. Let's say you had that 60% upside in your stock and the share price has gone up by 30% since when you bought it. You then go and reevaluate that stock, and for whatever reason, you now think that there is only another 10% upside remaining. So instead of that 60% versus when you bought, you now think there was only a 40% actual upside there. So your valuation has effectively reduced. And just like with the first example, this is a trigger to sell for me because there is not enough upside. But here's the really important bit. That trigger also applies equally to a loss-making position. Let's say you have an investment that is 20% down from when you bought it, but some important data comes along or something else happens which makes you reassess your valuation. And now your target price is only 85% of what the original share price was. Or maybe it is even lower than the share price is right now. The outcome in both cases is the same. If there is no upside, or the upside is too low, or if my model says that the stock is currently overvalued, I will sell the position immediately regardless of whether I am up or down on that share price overall. It makes no difference to me. And the third scenario is when your timeline has shifted. Now, this one doesn't happen as often, and usually when the time frame for your investment changes, so will your valuation. But sometimes you roughly have the same outlook on the company's perspectives, you just think it might take a little bit longer to get there, but there may be a big economic downturn that disproportionately affects that particular industry. Or the company may be suffering a setback which you think may delay their schedule by 2 years, for example, and suddenly that 40% upside that you were maybe expecting to come somewhat soon is not as exciting because you now think it's going to take you too long to see that upside materialize. And that is a less scientific reason to sell because it is pretty much impossible to really gauge when the share price will actually move relative to company performance because the markets do weird and wonderful things. But it really is an important factor to consider. And there is one more reason why you might sell a stock. This one is the bonus reason. The interesting thing is that this one actually has nothing to do with the stock itself. Sometimes an opportunity comes along when a particular company's share price drops sharply because of something that is not material or doesn't affect your long-term view on that company. Or you suddenly come across a really strong, really good investment opportunity or something else like that. And you don't have the cash to put into that new investment. You just don't have the money sitting around, it's already all invested. In those cases, I will go and assess the rest of my holdings and I'll pull out some of the value out of those investments with lower upsides to shift that money across to this new stock. So you might sell shares in a company, even though there is absolutely nothing wrong with it. And that's okay. You have to continuously optimize the return on your investment. You are putting your money to work and you want to get the best return on that work. If you think there is a better place for your money to sit, it can be a smart decision to switch even if there is nothing wrong with where the money is currently sat. People can be very reluctant to do this, but these types of calls can really help sustain growth in your portfolio over time as you continue to find better opportunities and gradually pull money out of less lucrative stocks and into higher prospect investments. Now, I hope you guys found this useful. If you have, please go and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. And as always, I'll see you guys later.